Welcome, my name is Rich, and this is a laid-back Let's Play of Star Wars The Old Republic. We are currently on Belsavis, the prison planet. We've got a bunch of things to do up here. So I shall teleport out up there. A resource to collect. Splendid. Right. What is it that I'm actually trying to do? Vault of the Tyrant at a heroic. Tomb of Hallow Voice. To the Burning Way, the World Razor. No, I don't know why that's telling me to come here. Because, oh right, I could teleport. I could use the teleporter to get to here. Okay, that's why. Because there is a teleporter location closer to the place that I actually want to get to. That's why. Okay. Ooh, and there's a crystal. I'll have that, thank you. Or Kaizen will get it for me. Alright, I have a new follower. Thank you. Sniff RZLG. I'm not quite sure how you would pronounce that. Is it Sniffer? Sniffer ZLG. Now, I guess I'll just do this one. Is this the closest? I mean, I assume it's the closest. Not quite sure how to get up there. Past these Kintan Devourers, who look like hunched over potato men. Right, the World Razor is apparently some kind of creature that the Eshkar, the bad Eshkar, have decided they want to incite. Because that couldn't possibly go poorly for them. I mean, it's entirely probable that they've got some kind of way of controlling the World Razor, but I don't know. Narratively, these sorts of things don't really tend to go very well for the people raising the evil monster. Oh, they're both weak, okay. On the bonds with a rock. So it's quite large then. The World Razor is supposed to be deep below the surface. I'm not sure that this counts unless this is a lift. But it looks more like it's some kind of digging tool. I can't make any guesses at this point. This is interesting though. Oh, a chest. Oh, and this is an instance either, so things will be respawning behind me. Oh, hello. Back to patrol. Probably don't want to be inside that circle. Oh, he's dead anyway. Chest up here. Let us discover what was it within it. What bounty it lies within. What is that anyway? Blastech Ultra trigger. Nice. Ah, now there's a group phase. Okay, that's interesting. Is that the Sith that we found before? Should I run up to these guys, or should I deal with the... Let's deal with the Eshkar around first, shall we? Just to deprive Goreclaw of his reinforcements. Oh, I missed this guy. That's annoying. Still not getting any gear I can use, but oh well. Let me guess, the story will lead us up here and through into a new area. Supreme Stalker. Maybe not then. Maybe it's just a dude. Who is elite and is a pistolier apparently. Okay, so he's probably not a force user then. I'm not too worried about. Wow. Okay, so that's no, that's the way down, isn't it? That's the standard Eshkar Vault, or not Eshkar Vault, Infinite Empire Vault door. We've seen a bunch of these outside around the place, and they open up along this line and hinge outwards or up. So we'll probably be wanting to open that and then proceed down a slope to another door down here. I think that's how it'll work here. I can't remember what species the Infinite Empire is mainly comprised of. Let's nip past. They're arranged as though they're units in a war game, or the minis in a unit in a war game. Spread out, but not too far, so that you're not losing unit cohesion. There is a Star Wars miniature game. I don't know whether it's skirmish or tactical. In wargaming, the scale of the conflict portrayed by the miniatures is determined. Well, is described by either being tactical, which is lots of squads of dudes or regiments, if you're a fantasy player. And leaders of an army, like it's a full army, and you buy your units and equip them and upgrade them and so on, and that gives you your point score for the game. I think that's probably how it works with skirmish as well. But skirmish is just like, it's really, really small scale, so it's like a few character minis rather than a bunch of regiments or squads. But having, well, yeah, I don't know whether the Star Wars game is a squad or rather a tactical or a skirmish size game. Not really knowing much about it beyond the fact that minis exist for it, because I've seen some tutorials on how to paint a Clone Wars era Obi-Wan Kenobi, for example. There we go, that's everyone cleared out. I probably didn't need to bother doing that at all, and if killing dudes is a quest objective after we've talked to these guys and gotten into a fight with them, I expect, then quest objectives will spawn in afterwards, so you can't accidentally spoil the quest progress, which is nice of the game's creators.
Jik inter. Mebeg dressed pastiat dan ilbi for cost in pain. Ziniest jur drukal jasbro, li hida naka miest hija.
You can never control the World Razor. You must realize this.
Jehil bestor, zigre.
Now this is priceless. Backed into a corner surrounded by filth. Looks awfully familiar.
Ugh.
You again.
Your gratitude is overwhelming.
Mafurk naho ratiest bi elmu, intisor ma hefne.
What does he think we should be gracious for? He hasn't done anything. If anything, he probably wants to control the World Razor. I fully expect him to betray us and try and take control of the World Razor. Is that better? No.
We're getting rather good at killing these things, aren't we? Miserable worm died before he could realize the utter futility of his dreams.
After all he's done, I wouldn't have minded seeing him suffer a bit.
I suppose there are plenty more of these Eshka brutes to slaughter. Surely one of them can give me the despair I'm looking for.
Wow. That's definitely a goal. Okay, so we didn't actually need to go around killing all of the dudes, but that's fine. Interesting. Interesting looking consoles and machinery. It's only a few steps away from the kind of weird arcane Starfleet sort of interface, isn't it? So it's not that bad. How about this? Oh, this looks like a projection.
Tudem fodien tiekia dakshik estsenya. Avukiet circuma ratiesge kore.
Save it. I didn't come all this way to chat.
Blesmiet minija ta iltaya. Zraben jigiawa magoliest kiberu jiasnu. Te judur. Inti galiasti mi bexta inti.
A Jedi has no need for personal gain.
Dak koruli inti ek jorot kien ihet. Hin orbiet tietge ni jorkun insortet. Jek tirged lagador bra kal janasies nierho.
I came here to activate the Burning Way, not destroy it. And on that note...
Meta, inti, kitelmel umdor.
That's interesting.
Varjek, hiesnet, se yegrest, likilest, jerk inti.
I don't think I will regret this. Okay, so we're not going below after all. We're sealing it with molten metal of some kind, which is a good first step. I would have been happy to open the thing up and go down and beat up this World Razor. Try and kill it if possible. I think that would have been the better approach than seal one door with molten metal. But okay. Can I... Oops. Can I teleport anywhere useful? Well, I can teleport there and then back here again, I suppose. Yeah. Let's do that. And there'll be a shop right by there, so I can sell my junk.
report your ailments.
Oh yeah.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
Not operating
You are
on.
fit for duty. Return to your post.
Oops. Full power. Didn't mean to hit heroic moment. Oh well. I barely ever use it, so it doesn't matter. That it's not immediately available. And oh hey, there was a resource over here. It'll be back up in 10 minutes. So. It's not like it'll be a long wait. I do like that cooldowns in this game aren't as long. Well, some of the cooldowns aren't as long as in World of Warcraft, for example, which has hour-long cooldowns in some cases for buffs you're really supposed to, well, intended to use on raids. Or which you were supposed to use on raids, I think, during Classic. But which, by even Cataclysm's point, had stopped really being that useful, I think. Not that I'm an expert on the meta during Cataclysm in World of Warcraft, or indeed now. I don't think that class cooldowns were that useful in raids in Legion, which is what I played the most of. Okay, so this will be up on top of the cliff. Diamond crystal. So, but I can get the green crystal down here. Lucent green crystal. Oh, there's another one. Splendid. I think this is the Tyrant, isn't it? Yeah. This is the heroic one. Oh, looks tricky. What's the story here? Jedi Master Sean Lote informed you that a powerful and murderous Sith known as the Tyrant has escaped his cell. Ah, yes, that's right. He is now using Republic munitions to blast holes in the walls to free himself and other prisoners. Sean Lote has asked you to destroy the munitions and stop the Tyrant for good. Disarm the explosives and defeat the Tyrant in the vault of the Tyrant in the tomb. Okay, so this isn't quite as bad as I had worried it would be, because we're not against 2 elites and 2 strongs. We are instead against... there's another one coming up. Go away. Oh, good. We managed to avoid pulling that one. I was worried that we would. They're having a bit of fun down there. We'll wait for this one to start up this slope. well away from this group of 3 strong and 1 elite, which isn't great. I'd rather a group of 3 than of 4. Ooh, that was a piece of gear that I can use. Splendid. So we need to destroy, disarm. Disarm, defeat. Okay. The Tyrant. They haven't also pulled the Tyrant, so that's good. These look a lot like the Imperial Guard that Palpatine had, all dressed in red, with kind of a sort of a bucket-shaped helmet, a smooth, rounded bucket, bullet-shaped helmet, with a crest down the middle. Lots of red armor, red robes. Nice of you, Kaizen, to maintain threat from all of them. Would have appreciated that if you could manage. Oh, and this is what the game means by using explosives to free other inmates. I thought what he was doing was putting explosives on walls and blasting through them, which would be a terrible idea, because the concussive blast would probably damage anyone, certainly on the other side, but probably on this side of the wall as well, if you were trying to blow a hole through this wall. Is there even any... well, okay, so there are tubes in there, or stasis tubes. There probably are inmates in there then. Okay. Maybe we should focus down the weakest one, or the melee one first. Let's try that. I'm not hitting anyone else, so I shouldn't be generating threat from them. Maybe my use of Force Quick was what turned out to be the bad idea in the last fight. Really, I think if I'd known that you could have non-double-ended sabers, like pole sabers or something, in the Jedi Shadow class progression, I probably would have gone for that. Because being able to play as a tank is quite valuable to my preferred style of play. Just gradually making your way through stuff solo. And not being in too much trouble from damage and overpulling, regardless of how badly you play. Okay, yeah, so this one's already been destroyed and let these guys out, and then they were freed from their stasis tubes. But this one, they obviously haven't. But they've gotten rid of the physical object, but not the sound effect of the explosive device. I don't know what these are here for. I mean, I know I did say at the beginning when I was creating my character that I wanted to play as a ranged Jedi, and I do still feel that way. It's cool being able to play as a ranged Jedi, but I probably should have played more of the game before jumping in, just as I had more experience of what higher level gameplay is like, because you don't really start to struggle until well, I didn't really start to struggle until Tatooine against heroic enemies. Blue gear, but it's not useful to me. Oh well. At which point I would have realized, oh hey, playing heroics solo, even with a companion on tank mode, would be way easier if I was also a tank, and maybe my companion was a healer or a DPS. Just like how I came to the conclusion that the most useful build for technical issues in Champions Online was basically a super tanky character that just doesn't focus on threat management, so just survival. And likewise on DCUO, I felt that playing a tank was the easiest, most fun, or well, a class or a power type in DCUO which could be a tank. I wasn't actually playing as a tank in oh no, completely the wrong place. Oh, there we are. Back there. Okay. I can slip fire. Yeah, there we go. When I was... So I played as a fire hero briefly on DCUO when I was exploring the magic storyline, the magic hero exclusive story beat missions. So whilst I was doing that, I realized, oh hey, it would have been way easier if I'd played a class that was a tank, or could be a tank, because it had self-heals and self-protection powers and buffs, and that just makes life much easier. PvE. Don't really know anything about DCUO's PvP meta. I'm not a PvP player. Of course, it never really came up in Kingdoms of Amalur, because that's an entirely solo game, and you can just out-level your problems in that game, which I did because I was doing everything. But, yeah, so well, I'm thinking about it. I have said that I'm willing to have a go at Empire side stories once I've done the Republic side stories. And with that, I was going to... I still haven't. I was going to play up to the first planet, so the first place you go to after the starting area, to see how I felt about the story lines going up to that point on that side of things. But now I'm thinking maybe instead I should just play a class that can be a tank. Maybe if I want to stick with the way that this stick with, well, no. So if I want, none of the classes that can be tanks are ranged, are they? I'll need investigation. Maybe the trooper, or it wouldn't be the trooper, would it? It'd be the bounty hunter. Maybe one of the bounty hunter specs can be a tank. I know that one of them can be a healer. But otherwise it's basically the equivalent of a Jedi Knight or a Jedi Consular, because one of the Knight classes can have a tank spec, and I already know that one of the Consular classes can have a tank spec, just not the one I'm playing. The Jedi Sage can be a healer for one of two different types of DPS. As evidenced here. So I could be a balance, telekinetics, or seer. Seer being the healer, and balance being a dot-based spec, whereas telekinetics is a burst damage-based spec. I think we can ignore them. is that telling me? Oh, to come back here. Talk to this guy. That's why. Okay.
Still alive, Jedi? Nobody escapes Belsavis, or a child of the Emperor.
False.
I warned you, she's an agent for the Rakata. Will you stand there while she murders Hallow Voice?
Ah, Rakata. That's the name of the, Wow, he's got sharp eyeshadow on, hasn't he?
You're making a mistake. Commander Gielan speaks only lies.
I don't think they're listening.
I'd like to not have to kill them. Since they're being lied to, misled. Ooh, can I just break the door open with the Force? Lift it. Not even lift it, just break a hole through. Right, Gielan, let's go.
But no Jedi could... No! This is over! I'll be the one who takes your head, not the others. The first son will see what Belsavis can do.
At least give me the first son's name before I die.
You're an insect in the machine. You don't get last requests. Set emergency condition 292. Respond with lethal force. See, Jedi? There's power, and there's control. Without both, you're nothing.
Ouchies. Cut that out. Why is a droid with guns for arms using melee attacks? That was tricky. Force healing. Yeah.
Urkandrni, boltu gaki liebna, witjest. Jik inter, mebeg drest pastiat dan ilbi, for cost in pain.
How can you know me if you've been imprisoned?
Omne job naust lier hor guagili.
Zinesti hedruli, just bruli fehed andanqua. As BLB and tisere basamana. Ibn frukta mi fil töfnama kapet.
Majiwa storiest, jit kelamst mietke inti.
Kabiest metjete först, janteto gisek.
The Rakata destroyed or enslaved other species rather than coexisting. And the consequences surround us.
Des matsen kahiljum. Maestra me hulhuba. Adgilu lekokien me tajaben, habib yake.
A reconciliation between you and Hallow Voice would send a powerful message.
Omni ibam, nastil here, her guajerer.
Monsieur Trietka, kaje borsitiet, li jag hilma.
Ilkor, yerqua matila.
So Hello Voice uses a rifle.
Tia arte fulquamas, limis galigal. Yet gamers ze Johnny, me kun meka. Kawe mahue, jelu kolost je hafne siniestka?
Someone who fears his own strength can be trusted to use it wisely.
Nur bli kare tokva. Foka, tamitre ingebrest, bies jara karestia. Kef dortas sibie, taburjad malhibieb orlest rasinhu?
Sky Hunter. Which one do I prefer? I don't imagine that it has an effect on the story. I'll be Ember Fist.
Ember Fist would suit me.
Eras gendor tietkia.
Sitskorsk, Iskorchas.
Tesla jetka, runi megta dindork bast. Shun bahali, fork jom shiest mor gihast hafa niet. Jif mo li ziest, itrida akmon lest tasnek.
Cool. Fairly easy initial bit, and then a really hard ending. For me, anyway. Because of the two ads, mainly. What do I want to do now? Come over here, it looks like. So, let's just do that. There we are.
Stand by for examination and suggested product. You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
There you are. We were getting worried. Thought maybe I'd sent you to your death down there.
General Skyless told me about the World Razor. Hard to believe something like that's been down in the vaults this whole time.
So what happened? Did you stop the World Razor?
The World Razor's been sealed. He won't be going anywhere for a long time.
Knew I could count on you. Fine work out there.
I can't thank you enough for all your contributions. You've done the Republic a real service. Project Noble Focus would still be up and running if you hadn't exposed Senator Tudos and stopped those Ratataki.
And you even took out Goreclaw. Good riddance, I say. That lunatic had it coming.
The pleasure was mine.
The Eshkar are still on the lam, but they've taken a big hit today. Still plenty of stragglers, but with Goreclaw dead, a lot of them have started killing each other. Weird, but I can't complain. You put a lot on the line to help us out there. The Republic owes you one.
Indeed. Nice to see that this guy, well, even though he's lying down again now, was sitting up. At least I assume that he was the same person that we saw when we first got here and first spoke to General Skylast, who had a broken rib.
Stand by for examination and suggested product. You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
Use ship's intercom. Okay. So I guess we're done here then. Yeah. There's a bunch not yet explored, but this is a contested world, so I imagine that all of these areas are just Empire areas, Imperial areas. So probably don't contain extra missions. What I'll do is next time I play, or between now and next time I play, I'll fully explore the world, and if there are any extra missions, I'll come back and do them. But for now, it's ship time.
I hope you eat properly while away from the shipmaster. Perhaps I should create non-perishable meals to send with you.
That's really thoughtful of you. Thank you, C2N2. We don't have anyone to talk to down here just yet, but there is a mission with this guy, which is probably just going to be a conversation.
I was hoping you'd have time for a quick strategy session. I was running a few scenarios. Repelling a boarding party, what if someone gets captured, stuff like that.
Smart.
I have to ask, what do you want us to do if you're taken by the Empire?
Alive? That won't happen. Well, I mean, it might, but it probably won't do the Empire any good.
Get yourselves to safety, and send word to Tython. The Jedi have emergency procedures in place.
I bet they've had to use them, too. Okay, I'll log the order. Not a pleasant topic, I know, but it never hurts to plan in advance.
Indeed not.
Can we talk for a minute? There's something I think you should know about me.
Wait, let me guess.
You have my attention.
A few years ago, I was captured by the Empire. I was scouting on Altair with my friend Milo, and we ran into an Imperial strike team. I woke up in an Imperial cell with a headache.
Was Milo with you?
There was no sign of him. When I managed to escape and reach a Republic ship, I realized I'd lost time. 7 days. Whatever happened to me is still a blank.
There are Jedi techniques to recall lost or repressed memories.
They tried, but all I got was stuff I've tried to forget. Medically, I'm fine, but my commanders don't like it, so I get shuffled around wherever they need an extra blaster. That's why I keep being reassigned. I just thought you should know.
I appreciate knowing this.
Better you hear it from me than someone else. You know what bothers me most? Milo Pelham, the guy who was with me on Altair, got captured too. But no one ever saw him again. I guess I was the lucky one.
He could have turned, or perhaps he's still a prisoner.
I've been thinking. The Republic's holding up, but we're still taking a real beating against the Empire. I'm in this to win, no question of that. But do you ever wonder what would happen if we lost?
Slavery, fear, living at the whim of some Imperial overseer. Not a prospect I want to dwell on.
Me neither. But you know me, like to think ahead. Command will have some kind of contingency plan. If the time comes to use it, I hope we're leading the charge.
Very likely. Okay, that's the end of conversations with Iresso. Oops. That's a section of bulkhead, not the door. Do we still have Alliance members on the ship? Yeah, we do. Ooh, hello, Voss has joined us. Cool. What was the Rift Alliance? That's the one.
Someone find Senator Grell. Whatever's keeping him, he has to see this.
Jik inter, mebeg drest pastiat dan ilbi, for cost in pain.
Ne boi la boi tu? Da boi la kula gwa la jina dwen dweje?
Yes, Halavoice is an Eshkar. He's also a person.
Res es volta atitos betegs?
Mafork naho ratiest bi elmu, intisor ma hefne.
We'd better send a fleet to Belsavis for them right away. A big fleet. And weapons, armor, supplies.
Jedi, this is incredible. You got an army? Just the two of you?
I had some assistance from an unexpected ally.
You better tell us about it.
Wait, everyone! There's a message. Something's happened to Father.
Really? How? What was he doing? Where did he go?
Master Jedi, Captain Sully, Belsavis Orbital Security. We have a situation in progress. Senator Grell has been abducted. Witnesses report Grell was leaving a meeting when a heavily armed man took him prisoner.
Okay, so not off the ship.
Did this man hurt Senator Grell?
We don't know, but the kidnapper killed 3 guards who got between him and his ship. The systems in place to trap escaping vessels, the main tractor beam, our overrides, they've all been sabotaged. We're fixing them now, but without them we can't track the kidnapper's ship. And this is a week-long repair job at least.
Senator Grell may not have that time.
Now, there's more than one way to snare a Gizka. Captain, send any readings you gathered from the hangar.
Ooh, let me look. Oh, Theron, his engine's using a tripartite ionization chamber.
What a rascal. A few atmospheric readings, Jedi. 10 minutes to write an algorithm, and we'll plot the kidnapper's trail.
Good, get started. So you have a use after all.
I knew I brought you along for a reason.
You flatter me, dear Jedi. Not without good reason, of course.
And nobody
I hope
else
you find
likes
the
to be
Senator safe
flattered.
and sound. We'll double our security measures, Master Jedi. This won't happen again.
All right. When Theron finds the kidnapper's ship, I'm going with you.
Prepare yourself, and find a weapon just in case. I'll call you when we arrive.
Right. I should try and keep busy till then. Father, please be all right.
It's real weird that our character isn't taking any opportunities to start her on any kind of force sensitive training. Wait, did I just get another experience boost? Yeah. Which I can't pass on to anyone else because it's bound to character, not account. Oh, now we do get to speak to our companions again. Cool.
Remember I told you about Milo Pelham, who vanished when we were captured by the Empire? After we talked, I put his name out, in case he had a wife or kids he hadn't mentioned. Instead, I found out he was arrested on Tatooine a few weeks ago. He actually made it.
Yes, I do remember the conversation we had, not 5 minutes ago.
I didn't think Tatooine had any laws to break.
Milo's being held for destruction of private property. Anchorhead authorities said he's been acting nutty since he was arrested. They had to isolate him. Milo was a rock. Something's wrong.
Perhaps he was badly treated when the Empire captured him.
I have to see him myself. I can get him out, but there's a hitch. The property Milo destroyed was a starship. Owner's a gangster, and he's a little upset, so the authorities aren't too happy about setting Milo free.
He'll have all the protection he needs once we arrive.
I wrote up a signed character reference for Milo. Could you sign it too? A Jedi Master's endorsement would really speed things along.
The situation's precarious enough. We should go by the book.
That makes sense. Milo's release should be ironclad. I'll have a quiet word with the authorities. All these years I thought he was dead. What happened to him out there?
Sounds like he's become a vigilante, looking for... looking to work against gangsters, I guess?
I got word from Tatooine. 6 holocalls, a few payments to the right people, and Milo's a free man. All I need to do is meet him and his security escort at Anchorhead, but Milo's still in a bad way.
We shouldn't keep him waiting.
I appreciate it, but I should probably take this one. If Milo's really unstable, too many people might scare him. I'll take a shuttle to Tatooine and see Milo get somewhere safe. Shouldn't risk him hurting himself or blowing up someone else's starship. Thinking he was dead. It was almost easier than this.
Atros Finn, a Jedi researcher on Coruscant, once treated my master. His experience may be useful.
It's worth a shot. Don't worry. I'll make sure I'm ready for trouble before I move out. See you soon. I got Milo off Tatooine okay, but heck, I don't even know where to start. Milo was trying to talk to me, but he couldn't get the words out. He kept using other languages, equations even, like his mind was shattered.
No one deserves to suffer like that.
I tried asking him about when we were captured, if he knew anything. If I understood him right, Milo said a doctor came into his cell. She showed him a glowing box. That's when it all went wrong inside his head. Thing is, Milo said this doctor used that box on me, too.
I don't like where this is going.
And you didn't see Milo. How do you think I feel? So Milo's lady doctor used a glowing box on both of us. I lose 7 days of memory, and Milo loses his mind. A glowing box. Maybe a new Imperial torture device.
Possible, but it's more likely to be a Force-sensitive artifact.
There are ancient relics that fit that description, too.
You're the expert, but me and Milo were nobodies. Why use an artifact on us?
Because you're nobodies?
I think Milo tracked the doctor to Tatooine. He thought the starship he blew up was hers. He gave me a picture, assuming it's actually her, that might give us a lead. I'll see what I can find out.
I think you should definitely accept my help in plumbing your memories, mate. That would give us some answers.
Political campaigning's heating up back home. Malin Fiskin was rivaling me in the polls, but decided what to do. About that evidence, Fiskin took an Imperial bribe. Leaked it through the HoloNet. Hundreds of Fiskin's supporters switched to me.
No doubt they see Fiskin as a traitor.
Fiskin's preparing a speech to regain lost ground. Got a very talented speechwriter. He could still turn this around. I could ensure Fiskin's speechwriter has an accident. Non-fatal accident.
No accidents. You could address the Balmoran people first, and steal Fiskin's momentum.
Public speaking's not my forte.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It's easy. Relax, be honest. Let them get to know you.
This is me. I'll let you know how it goes.
It went incredibly poorly.
Polling for opposition leader begins soon. Me against Fiskin. Need one last push. Remember Greystar's journals? Managed to decipher more entries from the shorthand. Gave me an idea. Journals say Greystar smuggled out Balmoran refugees to camps off-world. Hundreds, in secret. They won't know Balmora's liberated.
It's time they heard the good news and came home.
My thinking, too. Helping these people is a duty, and good publicity. Should sway any undecided voters. I'll contact the refugees' leaders, but need somewhere safe to meet.
I once attended a diplomatic summit in a cavern on Alderaan. It's quiet and secure.
Sounds perfect. I'll set it up.
Was it a cavern? Or was that not the thing that happened on top of a snowy, windswept mountain that had been carved into a... yeah, I wouldn't describe that area as a cavern.
Master, I've marked the best escape pod for your sole use. I, of course, will go down with the ship.
Unnecessary. The ship won't be going down. But thank you for the consideration. Yeah. The place that we actually went to that summit on Alderaan and defeated one of the mad Force users, mad Jedi Masters, and used the Force to influence the warring factions to peace. That was not what I would describe as a cavern. I mean, it was carven from rock, but it was pretty open to the sky. It was like there were sort of like fingers of rock over the area, like a rib cage almost, but definitely not a cavern.
I do believe I'm really feeling the benefits of some fresh air and exercise. Who would have thought? And your delightful company has been most beneficial.
You're most welcome.
I've refitted my equipment and streamlined Holiday's programming even further. Hopefully we should be of greater use to you. Besides, I should showcase my best work. Even in the thick of battle, you never know who's watching.
I guess that's true. Not much going on there. Now we should be hearing about the traitor Transition, who's selling information. Oh, was it a traitor Transition? Someone was selling information to an angry Wookiee about Trandoshans who were going through a final molt, like a ceremonial transition to old age, kind of, but like seniority.
Oras tajaba, kurkunskana, orefleksi, varjo raunar, do unskka, tosha plumshik vakna, shiverskars, zademo, yanor forika, oras tajaba, kurkunskana, orefleksi, varjo raunar, do unskka.
I must admit, I'm not sure what the average Trandoshan lifespan is.
Garnis hisaknak onas. Skuvjeltras, Orgakeran, Zevrenzesek, Skočarad Mask Osla, Svetod Trangis, Utapolua, Yorska Pokren, Lohasan Mar Krix Tulama, Morta Prapsak, Doskastores, Shiverskars.
I was kind of expecting him to be older, to be honest, and for Trandoshans to live longer. But I suppose if you constantly pursue hunts in the same way that Trandoshans do. Living past 50 is probably unlikely, based on death to misadventure or violence. The Euphonius are currently here. Belsavis. Let's head for... The Euphonius is an unregistered, privately owned vessel with minimal armaments and shields. There is no response to communications. That's weird. Alright, let's get going. Oh, Jedi Shadow, who has managed to get her as a companion despite not having completed, well, not necessarily not having completed this, but despite coming back and doing this probably again if she's already a companion. That must be how that works. I don't imagine that the Shadow gets to do this first before the consular, because
you are fit for duty. Return to your post.
We're on exactly the same story, as far as I'm aware. Consulars have a story that they do at the same pace, whether they're a sage or a shadow, I think. This place is pretty wrecked, isn't it? I'm surprised it's still functioning. It's like a junk ship. Destroy the Euphonius droid defenses. Yeah, we can do that. I think I'll wait for this one to approach first, though. Just to space it out a bit. That's the last of the guard droids, must be. There isn't much left to do on the ship, after all. And this is, we're at 9 of 10 for the bonus objective, and this is a droid, so this has to be the last of them. here? Yes. Someone called Stark. Is he called Tony? I'm supposed to have Nadia Grail with me to do this. How do I switch out to her then, eh? Oh, there we go.
Yes, more exploring.
Oh. Let's put her on tank duty.
Of course. Who else would come? So my untraceable engine only bought time. That's fair. I'm Stark. I've gained so much from your senator.
His neck looks kind of messed up, doesn't it? He's got a big scar on his chin here.
You kidnapped Grell? Tortured him? Why?
Because I was told to.
Father, get up! We came to save you!
He's not there. He didn't take my questions well. I learned a lot. About an Eshkar horde in a prison. The first son will want that.
Tell me what the first son's real name is.
I'm not good with names, since I lost mine. I was once a great Sith, but I looked into the abyss. I followed the children, and the first son found out. The scalpel and bright lights took my name. Now I serve as Stark.
Stop it! Stop talking! You hurt my father. You don't deserve to live.
This Stark could give us a wealth of information.
Oh, I wouldn't like that. I was ordered to study you, Jedi. Combat techniques, disposition, history. You're interesting.
I don't think it's going to help
Studious, like me. Learning. If I kill you, I might earn my name back.
Resign yourself to never having a name then, eh?
The force flows through me.
Yeah, this is definitely not going to help you, is it? Knowing all about me, studying me in advance. There we go.
My name stays gone.
Indeed it does.
No, it's okay. Father, I can heal you. See? My powers can save you.
You don't have the training.
Not now! Come on! Father, don't leave me!
You did everything you could. We were just too late.
This is a bad dream. Or a test? Some Jedi test?
Everything's a test.
You did this! Something like you shouldn't outlive my father!
Kill him if you wish.
Take one step toward the dark side and its pull becomes irresistible.
You don't understand. If I don't take justice for his death, my people, they'll turn against our family.
All Father's good work in the Senate. Lost. I won't let that happen. Not for this thing.
Search your feelings. It's anger, not justice, that's driving you.
You're wrong. I have to do it.
I was curious. Is that so bad?
It's over. My duty's done. See, Father? I'll be strong for you. Our family, our world. I promise. Would you help me? We can't leave him in this place.
Okay. Not really sure why that was necessary. Or where his body has gone now. That was a cool light show that Nadia was capable of calling up. It's a shame we can't do that.
We have convened to offer the condolences of the Jedi Order on the passing of Senator Tobus Grell.
Nadia, your father was a great ally. We hope you'll continue his noble efforts to guide your people into the Republic.
I will, and everyone back home should respect me as a successor.
Senator Grell's body is aboard, but he should be laid to rest.
We'll make all the arrangements to send him home.
There is another matter. Senator Grell's will was left in our care, and one portion concerns both of you.
Why was it left in there?
The Institute of Xenozoology, if they can display it. But finally, my most important concern. My dear Nadia. She is so gifted. But these children of the Emperor are both gifted and trained. Therefore, I ask Nadia be accepted for a Padawan's training, and taught by the Borsenthor of the Jedi Order.
We've had time to discuss it, and we consent for Nadia to become your Padawan.
What about my consent?
It should be a joint decision.
Of course. I mean, thank you for the honor.
Nadia, a Padawan begins with a vow to honor her master and the Jedi Code.
Oh, then I, promise to follow the Jedi Code and respect my master and listen to her lessons.
And I swear to teach you the ways of the Force, protect you from evil, and remind myself that training is eternal.
This is everything Father wanted. He'd be so happy.
This proves what the blasted Empire's capable of. The Eshkar won't be enough. We need more. Something extraordinary.
Duan, every crazy spacer has a story about Voss and those mystics. You want to fight the Empire with legends?
I'm fast becoming a legend, and I would be happy to be joined by other legends. But sure, let's investigate and see if we can dig up something fantastical.
I've never heard of this world, or the mystics.
Rumor says Voss is home to Force sensitives called mystics, who can heal any injury and see the future, counter any plan. It's got to be exaggerated, but if there's any truth to it, these mystics might swing a Republic victory.
Hopefully the mystics are willing to discuss an alliance.
If you truly believe you must go to Voss, be wary. Those mystics may use the Force, but they don't know our ways.
Good luck. Senator Grell's death should not be in vain.
We also don't know their ways. But I'm sure that we can come to an agreement. So that was why the other, the Jedi Shadow that we saw before we entered the consular zone, mission zone instance, had Nadia Grell with him. I mean, I'm glad that the game warned me that I would need to have Nadia with me. Where the heck? But I would have liked it if they'd been a bit more clear, because I'm kind of stupid. And missed that that bit. Tell you what the ship could do with is a medical droid that we can just sell junk to.
Sorry, I'm still... Everything's so hard. I keep thinking Father's gonna walk in and say, "Cheer up, Nadia. The sun shines on a smile." Like I was a child. I hated it. Now I just want to hear it again.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be how these things should go.
I would have done anything to save him.
It wasn't your fault. I want to stop hurting. I want to be like you. You're so composed.
I save my anger for later.
You need to come to terms with your grief before you take on new challenges.
I should focus on being your Padawan, rather than anything else.
Indeed. I know absolutely nothing about Voss, other than there's a character called Quinlan Voss in the Clone Wars era Star Wars mythos or legendarium, that kind of period of stories. Voss all the way over there, okay. Voss was first discovered only a few years ago, and the rocky, lightly forested planet remains absent from many star charts. Two distinct cultures inhabit the world, both at a pre-spaceflight stage of development. Interesting. So this is going to be kind of an arid, lightly forested, rocky. I'm imagining kind of a Mediterranean look, although I suppose we'll find out when we get there. The first culture, known as the Gormak, is a xenophobic and violent species that dominates most of the planet's surface. The second culture, known as the Voss, has been amenable to contact with outsiders and welcomes visitors to the mountain city of Voss-Ka. The Voss have a highly ritualistic society and are notable for their unusual aptitude with the Force. The Republic and the Empire have sent representatives to Voss-Ka to explore the possibility of an alliance. So we're going to be fighting mostly Gormak, I expect. And what a backhanded, not even a backhanded compliment, an insult to the Gormak to call the planet Voss after the people who are willing to talk rather than the people who are just xenophobic assholes. So we could call the planet after you, but we're not going to because you're a bunch of shitheads.
The fabled Voss. A few overblown words and everybody rushes to one tiny little planet. Even us.
Their predictions have all come true?
It turns out both the Republic and the Empire believe these stories. They're competing to sweet-talk the Voss into an alliance.
The Jedi Council should lead the negotiations.
Apparently Voss upsets the Council's sensibilities. It calls the Mystics Grey Force users. An ideological quibble. But it means your Council isn't lifting a finger to assist the Republic.
What a bunch of
There's
knobheads.
a Republic ambassador in the Voss capital who might help us. Sophia Farish.
Perhaps she could get us to the Mystics.
One must listen in order to learn.
Fine, then listen. But we're not here to indulge your curiosity. We need soldiers and allies.
Watch yourself. Remember, if you pursue the Mystics, you'll be right in the Empire's way.
I've been in the Empire's way before, and look at me now. Perfectly fine. Though the Empire is less a few key members.
Die arte fulquamas, limis galigal, zraben jigiawa, Magoliest Kiberu Giasnu.
Surprised that using the intercom teleports me to the conference room to talk to him. Why don't I just go to the conference room and talk to him? They could have put a little marker over him in there.
I'm happy to give you the chance again, Hello Voice.
Garfkyodiam, tiest ziti kormili kiest madwa. Kabiest mechetor, janor kriske imdi jorkiest meta.
I heard your people once tried to cleanse the galaxy of all sentient species.
Ane, hyo hiafne takta. Zoekie or afargiet, tagmak torst hital, getiet.
When we speak of such things, we use the word abomination.
Quotra, ratieske tot. Kabiest mechetor, janor kriske imdi jorkiest meta.
So they're patriarchal. Can't say I approve.
You and your followers aren't violent. You tried to work with other races.
Got forum be, muatar. Blesmiet minija ta iltaya. Kawe mahue, jelu kolost je hafne siniestka.
You said your people are driven to annihilate other species, but you opposed it. Why?
Bibquet gifmurst, dori giandet bizo kayest. Zraben jigiawa, magoliest kiberu giasnu. Garfkyodiam, tiest ziti kormili kiest madwa. Kigret, torakara, ko watmur, hier sor jigiest.
So there's something biological about patriarchs then, and he happened to be one.
Your population had grown too big and needed to split. Your unusual ideas helped it happen.
Got forum be, muatar. Kawe mahue, jelu kolost je hafne siniestka. Bilkur kentokba.
Because of you, we shall walk it again. Disappears. In the cutscene. Well, so he disappeared to respawn here, facing slightly differently, because they couldn't animate him turning. Okay. All right. Yes. Let's land on the planet. Quick, land the ship before I space myself by opening the outer airlock. That gas giant with a ring is awfully close, isn't it? Is Voss a moon around that gas giant, do you reckon? Oh, let's switch back to Kaizen, shall we?
Goodbye.
It does feel silly that there's only one position for the lean animation. So it doesn't matter how far you're trying to turn your bike, your character leans the full distance all the way over just to shift your course. Even a fraction of a percent. Oh right, yes, this is a barrier for the Jedi Consular phase for our ship.
Hold up a minute. Commander Harada, Station Security. Glad I caught you before the shuttle. I have an urgent message from Ambassador Janik, our envoy on Voss. I'll patch him through now.
Master Jedi, I'm well aware of the Order's stance on Voss, but the situation is getting desperate. Negotiations with the Voss have stalled, and I'm looking for high-profile help. Are you familiar with the planet?
I'm interested in an ambassador's take.
Ambassador, soldier, Jedi, civilian, we're all outsiders to the Voss. They have little knowledge of the greater galaxy and only recently obtained spaceflight from us, but they're not primitive. Their society revolves around the mystics, Force users who have visions of the future. Those visions guide every decision the Voss make, and the Voss believe they're never wrong.
Untrained Force users can be dangerous.
The Order tells me the mystics are gray, as close to the Sith as the Jedi. I'm hoping you're more open-minded. A Republic alliance with the Voss could be key to winning this war. Unfortunately, the Empire has the same idea. So far, the Voss have refused to take sides, and they've established rigid neutrality laws to keep us in line.
I think it's closed-minded to say that they're untrained. They've got a society built around them using their powers. That doesn't sound untrained to me. Unconditioned to think like you, probably, is more accurate, but that's a different thing, and less charitable to the Jedi. Not that they really deserve charity sometimes.
Don't the Voss care about the Empire's crimes?
Our problems don't affect the Voss. And frankly, I think they're tired of hearing about them. We need to show the Voss that the Empire only acts respectful because of the mystics. I'm doing everything I can to expose them, but the Voss don't seem to hear me anymore. A fresh face might help.
I'd like to learn more about the Voss.
Glad to hear it. Most Jedi treat the Voss like the second coming of the Sith. I'm staying at a Voss survey outpost, keeping an eye on the Empire. Commander Harada can handle the details of getting here.
Not much to arrange. Shuttle will take you to Voss-Ka, their capital city. Local transport can get you to the survey outpost. Remember, the Voss keep all outsiders confined to the alien enclave, regardless of affiliation. Someone makes trouble, ignore them.
So we will need permission to leave the enclave. Or we'll probably... we might sneak out. I'm not sure, though. It'd be difficult to blend in as a Togruta, though. Without extensive use of the Force. So is this whole area the Enclave, do you reckon? Maybe this whole area? That seems unlikely, though. Kind of an autumnal vibe. Very deserty. We're quite high up, aren't we? Not sure how to pass this. It's probably just to do with the way that the game displays the difference between, like, the ground that reaches to the horizon and the horizon. But it makes it look like... oh no, hold on. It makes it look like this is... is this water? No, that can't be water, can it? Clouds. It looks like a layer, a very, very uniformly flat layer of clouds moving around here. And this is not a reflection of the clouds above, because they're not the same shape. This is moving noticeably faster than any of this, which I'm not entirely convinced is moving at all. And if it is, it's moving in this direction, whereas this is moving in this direction, so it's not a reflection. I think this looks like some kind of weird cloud barrier. Oh yeah, very autumnal colours. That's another planet in the sky there. Interesting. Wait. No, this doesn't show me anything. I can't even pivot around the planet to look at the rest of the planets in the star system. Oh, this is all the heroics. I don't want to take them from there. I want to find them as I explore.
Kabanotase makipuna, malituta odmishka. Se gota do muti kihasa da puño, lis di woto.
I believe I understand.
Piti do tenyago kakajujo, da biska ku paliya. Chonki faguta, jiho poda ji oto vokise.
A wise course of action.
Kuchusa yo mata chitoya, nam kanoya choski nawi. Umpa hupa, chikilia umpasa do biska. Chikospa ini gudad ijigliska chanagawa.
I mean, yeah, so he's SIS, and his job is to do stuff behind the scenes to make life easier and help people and stuff, but, like, other people can do that job. He's not the only one in the galaxy that can... he's not the only SIS agent in the galaxy. Also, if he gets burnt out and doesn't want to continue, then he will be a less effective SIS operative. So stopping before that means that any harm he might do because he's burnt out would be prevented. Also, his mental health is valuable. These Voss, they look like weird chiss. Palette swapped chiss. This wants me to taxi out to somewhere else over here. Okay. And this wants me to come up here, so I guess let's do that. Oh, it's got glass sides. Interesting layout. Are they rugs that are being dried all the way up there, or are they banners? They look like rugs. What's the other side look like? Symmetrical. But probably banners then. In fact, because like these are not, if you laid them flat, they wouldn't be symmetrical shapes, or they wouldn't be rectangles anyway. Odd sequence of pattern. though. Not quite sure what's supposed to be going on there. Anyway.
And of course, the Voss were delighted when we bloodied those Gormak savages. Imperial training, you see.
How lovely. But my guest has arrived, so you may leave.
Of course. I'm sure one Jedi will make all the difference.
I will. Thank you for your faith in me.
My apologies. He Testa Kitanax patients. Sophia Farish, Republic Ambassador. What brings you to Voss, Master Jedi?
I need to speak with the Voss leaders about recruiting some mystics to my cause.
You... what? I should explain. Sith Lords have taken entire systems to war to gain a single mystic healer. One mystic visionary can change Voss culture with a word. And you want them as soldiers?
I was out of line.
Please understand, mystics are rare. Only a few are born in a generation. And with the Gormak tribes expanding, there's even fewer. It's become too dangerous for potential mystics to go on pilgrimage and finish their training.
So we're going to find a potential mystic, help them on their pilgrimage, and finish their training. And then they're going to be really grateful to us that we helped and come and help us. So that'll probably involve beating the tar out of hundreds of Gormak, and thinning their numbers, which it seems like the Empire are doing anyway. I mean, any excuse to shoot blasters into people is more excuse than the Empire need, I suppose.
Surely the Voss would be grateful if someone protected these young mystics.
The Voss are irrational about interference with the mystics.
Oh.
Though they might be more accepting of a Jedi. And if they saw you help a potential finish his training... But it's long odds. Only 1 in a dozen actually becomes a mystic.
I wonder if I can help in a roundabout way by clearing the path rather than just being there next to the mystic in training.
If the Force is truly with us, failure is impossible.
I hope you are right. Now, Athel J is gifted, but hasn't studied much, and Hien Sa is sympathetic toward the Empire. Or there's Gaydon Ko, an acquaintance of mine, a potential visionary. If he becomes a mystic, he's entitled to a huge entourage, including healers and Voss commandos.
Gaydon Ko might see me as interfering.
You'll need to ask him, but he's been petitioning to go on pilgrimage for years. Havran, please book a room at Baston's tea house and send an invitation to Gaydon Ko.
Sorry, Madam Ambassador.
Baston.
Gaydon Ko left Voska with his family group this morning.
He's gone without a real escort? They'll be killed out there. Jedi, you have to go after them.
This will
They
prove
will
our
have gone to the
credentials.
closest holy ground, a cave below the mountain. Oh, wait. The ritual. Before you enter, cut branches from these trees, here and here. Their scent will make you pure enough to walk the holy ground.
If that's what it takes to reach Gaydon Ko and his family.
Be careful. Away from Voss Ka, the Imperial's manners tend to deteriorate.
What a surprise. I will match them politeness for politeness. Okay. Out over here. So we're going to be leaving the Enclave, I expect. Which is a bit naughty. The Voss have brightly coloured skin, it seems. Don't think that's a Voss. Group phase that we're not allowed to enter at the moment. Okay, yeah, these are definitely Voss then. It appears that they come in... Well, so far I've seen red with blue eyes, or kind of blue teal with yellow eyes, orange eyes. Yeah, let's call that orange. I wonder if that's a division between male and female. No. Oh well, no, hold on. Yes, that's a male. That's a female. So maybe Voss, the planet, is not the place from which Quinlan Voss hails. Because Quinlan Voss, in all the media I've seen him in, is a black dude with dreadlocks, and he doesn't really look anything like the Quinlan Voss, anything like the Voss of this planet. Okay, so that's the Empire area. Probably not allowed. Oh no, okay, I am allowed. Not really sure how I'm supposed to. Do I come down here? I must do then. I'll bet that the Empire gets Voss on their one Voss on their side as well, don't they? It doesn't really, in their storyline, it doesn't really help to put things in our favour, does it? If we've got one each. Is that someone selling speeders? It is. Sweet.
Take a look at the stock. What can I get you?
Okay. Don't really have time for that kind of design. Ooh, that's cool. That's just what I've got already, but in red. And that's wasp striped. So that's quite a cool colour combination. What are you? You're kind of streamlined and dart-like, aren't you? And this is the same, but in gold. With a hint of red, which I quite like, actually. I would like one of you, please. And one of you.
Appreciate your business.
Thank you for your custom. Not useful. What are these? Oh yeah. Sell that. Keep this. Oh yeah, I can trade that to the. Probably trade that to this guy.
Best prices this side of the galaxy.
Yes.
You check.
In fact, I can get rid of all of that to him and repair ore with him.
Appreciate your business.
Sweet. So, which vehicle do I want to ride around on? Aratech Lancer. A change of pace.
May we speak? We have questions. Your republic is unknown to us. Why have you come to Voss?
We're going to educate you. That doesn't seem like a good thing to say.
We wish to understand your people's unique connection to the Force.
This isn't a matter we are familiar with.
And the Empire? What do they seek on Voss?
The Empire will try to twist you into something you're not. Something evil.
Then we should avoid them. The three will guide us, as they always have. But we will remember your words.
Welcome, Mimo. Nice to have you along. I'm on Voss, which is home to these guys, who look a lot like palette-swapped Chiss to me. So these are the males, and the females that I've seen so far have had red skin and blue eyes. I don't know if you're familiar. Today's experiment, can a drip coffee maker make tea? Yeah, that's an experiment, certainly. I hope it goes your way. What's confusing me about Voss is that there's a character in the Clone Wars era stuff called Quinlan Voss, who's a Force user, but he doesn't look anything like the Voss as they appear on this planet. It might just be a coincidence, but
Have the mystics seen? What is the interpreter's message?
Guntermeyer must join the three. He will sit until another comes.
Guntermeyer is an elder, cares only for his grandchildren.
His love will help him lead. The three will grow wiser.
I will carry the message.
what kind of tea are you putting in your... I mean, probably. There's a species in Star Trek named Kess, and also a character named Kess, and they're completely unrelated. Yes, Kess is in Star Trek Voyager, isn't she? I never watched much of Voyager. Didn't really like it very much. Earl Grey. Okay. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. So here's a female Voss. Did I say... what? Did I say blue skin and red eyes? I meant red skin and blue eyes. The three that those guys outside were talking about, yeah, and the Kess were from TNG. Right. Is the Kess the species, the symbiotic one with the tattoos down the sides of their... They had red skin and blue eyes, right. Okay, good. I was worried that I'd mixed those two up. Jedi Consular face. So we will be coming in here later, but just not at the moment. No, that's the Trill. Oh, they were a one-off species. Oh, okay. What did they do? I have watched all of TNG, but it was a number of years ago now, and I haven't revisited. So I have to use the taxi to get out of this enclave area. Okay. The Voss on this planet have only recently been contacted by the Republic, well, by anyone off-world. The planet has only recently been discovered, and they were gifted knowledge of spaceflight by the Republic. And this area that we're in is a specifically alien visitor enclave, and we're not really supposed to leave. Certainly not without permission. But we're going to anyway, because of the conversation we had earlier. There was a planet that had two species, the Kess and the Prit, and they were fighting, and they captured Picard and Crusher, who then escaped. Okay, I have no memory of this. There's only a few... Hold on. No, there's only a few occasions when both Picard and Crusher went on away missions, and the only one I can think of had them fall down a hole and Crusher got injured on a planet with a lot of drones. There was not much said about the whole war of all the species, and it was mainly about the whole escape thing, and it was an episode about the relationship between Picard and Crusher. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the episode. Oh, okay.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
I didn't remember the names of any of the species involved. I thought that it was the same episode when Riker and several other crew members went down to a planet to witness war droids or war drones that were being sold, and they go haywire. That could be a different episode, or it could be the same episode. You wouldn't have remembered them either if they hadn't had... I wouldn't have remembered them either if they hadn't had the same name as Kes. Oh, fair enough. And maybe the fact that I didn't watch Voyager means that I didn't have any significance associated with the name Kes. Oh, that was an earlier episode, season 1, because he had no beard. Oh, okay. As I recall, both planets took place on a sound stage, and they both involved drones, didn't they? So I would argue that I can be forgiven for being confused. What does this one want? Flashpoint Red Reaper. Now, the last time I tried a flashpoint on Belsavis, it wasn't a flashpoint that could be soloed because of puzzles and the fact that the first engagement with enemies had every enemy spawn in and immediately lock on to your character and not lose threat, even if you've got a companion who's a tank. So I tried it twice and died very quickly twice. Don't remember drones, but there were definitely automated means of war, at least. Okay. What I mean by a drone is like a little robotic thing that flies around and shoots zappy stuff out. But as I said, it's been quite a long time since I watched any TNG, and because I watched them in order, it would have been longer since I watched season 1 than any of the later seasons, since that's how chronology works. So I'm going to leave this and come back to it next time and do this at the start of next stream, because flashpoints last a long time and we've only got an hour left. Yeah, I know what you meant. Don't remember any flying things. Okay. I must be confusing things, to be honest. It's the sort of thing I'd do. Oh no, not up there. Wait. What are we watching? Holographic projection of a compound, or like a small sort of dished area with some towers and turrets, looks like. Very difficult to see with against the contrast. There's not much contrast between this and the tiles, is there? Or the paving. You would think that they have a different setting for like daytime projection. Yeah, I think the Kesprit episode was season 3 or 4. The season 1 episode definitely had drones, though. Okay. Yeah, I remember Picard and Crusher being down on a planet and falling down a hole because some munition went off, so there was an explosion, I think. You'd think that. And Crusher got injured and had to give advice to Picard on how to treat her. And there was like a... The rest of the crew had to do diplomatic stuff to be allowed to beam them up, or like there was something stopping them from being beamed up, like interference or something. And Crusher almost died. But it was basically the one occasion I can remember that both Picard and Crusher went down on an away mission together. Yeah, they were behind a force field, okay. And I don't remember much about what either of the species on the planet looked like. Are you sure it was species, or were they different factions of the same species who had the names Kess and Prit? Anyway. Okay. Sometimes when you just enter a room, cutscene starts, so that's why I waited before coming in.
These accusations are ridiculous. The Republic has only tried to protect the galaxy from the Empire.
The Empire offers more power and protection than the Republic ever could, minus the rigid codes of morality.
The Empire forgets. The Voss protect themselves.
Let us pause here. I believe the Ambassador has some introductions to make.
Lord Beldis, speaking on behalf of the Empire. Laren Kai, envoy to the Three.
Might have been factions. Okay. I don't want to confuse you, but two species on one planet is unusual for Star Trek. I know that there was one instance in Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise, with Archer as a captain, where there were 5 species who all evolved on the same planet. One was an insect type, one was an ape type, one was a whale type, and I don't remember what the other 2 were. Probably reptile types? That's the Xindi. Yeah, okay. But that was fairly unusual in Star Trek. I think they tend to just have one species per planet. Which is why I think they might have been factions rather than different races. But still, they had the names, and that's what stuck out. And that's why we started talking about them. So what the Empire, and what nobody ever seems to point out about the Empire, is that they're extremely xenophobic and fascist. So even if you do join them and are technically protected from outside attacks, maybe, it doesn't protect you from the Empire's depredations. Like mistreating you, exploiting you, just abducting members of your civilization and subjecting them to tests, just letting mad Sith users go nuts, abusing people. Well, sometimes they have multiple species on a planet if they're not native, but with both species trying to claim a world or something. Yeah, like colonists. I think I should rewatch Star Trek TNG, to be honest, to refresh my memory.
Are the 3 related to the Mystics?
The 3 govern. The Mystics see. The 3 decide. The 3 state outsiders are only curiosity.
I'd like to show the Voss something different. An example of everything the Republic stands for.
This is your example? The person responsible for attacking Moff Kilran in defense of a known fugitive?
A fugitive from the Empire who was destabilizing the Empire. Well, it's my special interest of autism, so I just have an entire chunk of my brain dedicated to such trivia. Well, fair enough. I mean, I am super interested in Harry Potter. I don't know whether it counts as a special interest or not. I haven't been diagnosed or anything, but I could hold forth at length on any number of Harry Potter related subjects. So I understand, and I'm not trying to... I don't know where I was going with that. Let's leave it alone.
I think we both know that's not true.
Outsiders lie. Off-world conflicts mean nothing. The Voss look forward. Outsiders look back. I will say no more. An excellent example, Ambassador. Weak and hopeless. Like you.
You've never met me. But you should know by now that I killed Kilrun.
The more Lord Beldis talks, the worse the Republic looks. We have to show the Voss what Sith like him are really after.
I'm almost done watching the movies. I've been live tweeting them. Oh, fair enough. Twitter is pretty terrible at showing you things that people you know are saying. Twitter has an algorithm that's pretty arcane and useless. So I'm afraid I hadn't actually noticed that you were live tweeting, watching the films, but I will look that up because I'm interested to see what you have to say on the films. I haven't watched the films in ages. This is why I used a specific hashtag. Nemo watches HP. Oh, cool. I will look at the hashtag then. Thank you for letting me know. In fact, whilst we're talking about it, I shall search the hashtag on Twitter. Splendid. Yeah, Hermione's bag is basically a bag of holding. Although it doesn't even explain whether you can turn a bag of holding or an expanded space inside out. I suspect it's a bad idea in the same way that a D&D bag of holding being turned inside out is a bad idea. But we never actually get told anything about that. JK is pretty bad at expanding on details that she provides.
Diplomacy isn't usually the Sith's style.
The Empire already tried to conquer Voss. The Voss annihilated them like they'd been prepared for years.
Oh, they probably were.
Diplomacy's their only option. We know Lord Beldis has spies in Voss Ka. Our scouts think he's using some defunct Voss comm towers to communicate with them. The comm logs could prove Lord Beldis has designs against the Voss. I need someone to make it past the Empire's defenses.
You would think that the Empire attempting to conquer the Voss would be a strike against them, wouldn't you? But the Voss... So, NPCs and other characters in the game, NPCs and their races in the game, tend to be on the stupid side of useless idiot. And the game is pretty bad about being fairly transparent about, like, providing the player with a place to run around killing things, rather than it feeling like I don't have the language to describe like something feeling right because of internal logic without saying it like that. I would prefer to have a more concise phrase to describe it. But Star Wars The Old Republic is pretty bad for having an internal logic which explains why you're doing a thing that isn't just we're here playing a game. But with the Voss, because they have seers who are apparently almost never wrong or never wrong, I could see them playing a long game with the Empire because they've seen that we will come and help them out.
Isn't a firefight worse than spying on someone?
If it doesn't disturb the peace or threaten the Voss, they don't concern themselves with it. Get those comm logs quick as you can. I'll be waiting.
So this is the one planet where I think... Oh, yes, right, of course. This is the one planet where I think it could be explicable by the nature of the Voss, by the nature of the species, that this is why the way things are the way they are. More Nexu. What planet are Nexu native to? Have they been brought here? They can't be native, can they? You find them all over the place. We've seen Nexu elsewhere on other planets and in menageries owned by the Empire. So they could be... And we know that the Empire has been to this planet before us. So it's possible either way, I suppose. T diagnosis, it's fine. Oh, good. So it's possible that the Empire brought Nexu here and have left them running around as an invasive species, or it's possible that the Nexu are native to this planet and have been brought elsewhere by the Empire because they find them useful and let loose on those other planets which they've visited. But there were Nexu on the non-contested world of Taris. Now the Taris did get attacked by the Empire, but centuries ago. So I'm going to suggest that Nexu are not native to this planet, Voss, and have been left here by the previous invasion attempt of the Empire. They look like tiger lizards. Yeah, basically. A Nexu appears... The first place that they appear, I think, is in... the second prequel film, in an arena, alongside a big lizardy thing, and another creature that gets killed almost immediately by the lizard. Oh yeah, lizard reptile. It's like a combination lizard insect. Lizard reptile? What am I saying? Lizard insect. It's got 6 limbs, and each limb ends in like kind of a stabby claw. But it's green and looks a little bit like a Tyrant as well. So good watching. I'll be lurking a bit because I have to prepare to go pick someone up in half an hour. I've only seen episodes 4, 5, 6 and 1. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't say you're missing much. I didn't really enjoy the prequels or the sequels. I mean, they were fine, but not... They didn't speak to me in the same way that the original trilogy did. But glad to have you along for however long you feel like watching or are able to watch. And thanks for the conversation. No, I'd lose out. Well, I'd gain absorption and defense, but lose power and alacrity. Power increases the damage and healing bonus. What's alacrity? Speed with which abilities are executed. So they're more defensy. Okay, I think I'll leave that. Imperial Chief Gunner. Fun. Unless you set them off on yourself, in which case they're not fun. They are a little bit fun even then. Okay, I've completed the bonus objective, so I don't actually need to engage any more than absolutely necessary. What's you? Oh, Nexu Mauler. Oh, small Nexu. Okay. It's a bit weird how their tail splits 2/3 of the way down. I can't think of a reason that would be a biological benefit. Except maybe to lose one. Alright then. If you want to go, we can go, but I don't think you'll like it. Splendid. Now, down to here. I mean, I suppose we could hand in Need to Impress on the way. Yeah, let's do that. We might get another mission out of it. Is there a way up over here? Maybe. Yeah.
Anything a soldier needs, and some things he doesn't. Good luck out there.
Thanks. I don't really need it because I'm dead good, but I appreciate it.
Spin this all you like, Ambassador. You tampered with Voss communication towers.
Is that a fact, Lord Beldis? I suppose I forged the Imperial comm logs that came out of them, too.
Stop. Neither were present. Both are blind. Those involved will answer. Did you strike against Voss?
I was acting on behalf of the Voss.
The Voss were unaware. The towers were abandoned. No Voss were harmed. This will not happen again.
I can personally guarantee that, Laren Kai.
You against the Empire, and me against Lord Beldis. I'm not sure which fight was harder.
Yours against Belsavis, I expect. Beldis, rather. I didn't struggle at all against the Empire.
How can Laren Kai ignore the Empire's crimes?
He's been fed lies and false promises by every outsider he's met. I don't blame him for wanting undeniable proof. The comm logs don't implicate Lord Beldis directly, but they prove he has Imperial spies in Voss Ka. One of them is Malcolm Terrax. Terrax is one of Imperial Intelligence's best agents, but now he'll be executed. We can't let that happen.
You think an Imperial spy will help us?
If we save Terrax, he might talk. The SIS spotted a new Dusk Squadron camp nearby. They're Imperial assassins, and their location is perfect for a quiet execution. I'm willing to bet they're here for Terrax.
I'll be there shortly.
I'll make the arrangements for a deal with Terrax. I just hope he's still alive.
So oh right, I need to make a choice. An entirely meaningless choice. Alright, let's do that. Really? We've got gear level or rating 270 and we're getting rewards of gear rating 100. Wow. I wonder what the max rating is at the moment for the meta.
Kanta bata chawa wermo. Mukilima wahota? Muguto neompi bedwala ni bobo chopo uma?
An archaeologist.
Kavakaya topa? Bubanda bakawanki?
Surely an anthropologist would be better than an archaeologist.
I get the feeling there's something you're not telling me.
Chingwanga la hagwa chikuska ampasa dobiska. Kukutichoski nawi kuchusi yomata chi popota. Hawa te puni is towoto. Se kada wupi upi.
Was there some type of warning or message?
Wama oto chako ga hutapawa to bampaula. Mukilima kolunki ne at bompa boshuda.
You should have asked the Voss what the message meant. It's probably going to turn out to be a warning beacon or something. Do not enter this region. Something awful and bitey dwells within, or something along those lines. Nothing else, I imagine the Voss would be interested in learning about. What's there, if they are not aware of it. What are these creatures? Well, they've got 4 eyes and weird glowy plates. Maybe for display and armor. kind of reptilian. Although I'm saying that mostly because of the plates. Otherwise, they're a bit like carnivorous unhorned rhinos. Like the skin and the... Oh no, that doesn't really make sense, does it? Never mind. Where are we going? Well, there's a thing here. Ooh, hey. Blue crystal. Do something with a tree. Which... Ah, there we go, this tree. I can see the branch I'm supposed to interact with. It's shaded blue. Branch from the Tree of Life. Is that the species? It must be. This can't be the Tree of Life. It's too small. So we want to come over this way. Nexu's in the... Sorry, Nexu. I want to get that crystal. And I know that you won't let me get it. Uncontested. Onwards. What are these things called again? Morvor bone gnashers. We're almost on top of it. What am I looking for? Take a branch from the Tree of Life. Another tree. Okay. Here we are. Splendid. Yeah, this is a species of tree then. Polychromic blue crystal formation. I've seen one of those before. Is it up here? Seems like it. Oh, there's a cave. Jedi Consular phase. Right, that'll be where we need to go after we've gotten all of the tree branches. It's not specifically the branches we're after, it's the sap. Can I get it without drawing their attention? Yes. Branch from the Tree of Death. Oh, okay, so I need 2 branches from the Tree of Life and 1 from the Tree of Death. And now we're allowed into the Jedi Consular phase cave here. Splendid. Ooh, hello, what are you? Shark claws. Wow, there's a lot of these things in here, isn't there? Whoever is hiding within is probably not doing very well, are they? Interesting creatures. They've got kind of a tortoise or crab-like shell. Although, no, yeah, they've got segmented limbs. It's more crab-like then. They're kind of insectoid, aren't they? Probably going to... Oh no, we've just about managed to avoid playing that one. We're going to attack it anyway. So that's the kind of belligerent asshole we are. Come on, Kaizen, get involved. Not surprised they've only got 4 limbs, despite the fact that they appear to be quite insectoid. It's much more difficult to animate 6 limbs compared to 4. No. Better defense, but not better in other ways. So I'll leave it. That's a weird altar, isn't it? Didn't notice that before. Are those lifting handles? They get carried in here. They aren't big lifting handles though, are they? So is it light, or is it supposed to be held by very, very strong individuals? A pair of them. So what's going on here? How's this group separated? Is there just the one left? So he left. He was travelling with a party of his family. Is he the only survivor? I can't see. Well, there are skeletons, but that doesn't mean they've been here for very long. That means they've been here for a long time, to my mind. Unless they've been stripped of all their flesh. Which... could be the case. Oh no, there's 1, 2. I wonder what kind of creature this is from. That's an awfully big humanoid style skull. And some serrated blades in here as well. How's it going, Gate & Co?
A Jedi. My thanks. My family was not enough protection. All happenings are necessary. Still, their deaths trouble me.
Your family is not lost. They have returned to their source.
Beg pardon. Source? These deaths have a purpose. Pilgrimage would have revealed it. My journey ends. My family gone. Holy grounds defiled. An outsider trespasses.
I came hoping to accompany you on your pilgrimage.
A Jedi protector exceeds a commando skill. You're an outsider. Can I trust someone, not Voss?
I can only be who I am. To trust me is your decision.
You may accompany. When I become mystic, you shall witness my visions.
You don't have the gift. What marked you as a potential visionary?
Intuition. Enabling victories against Gormak. I go to Novices Hall at the Shrine of Healing. The healers will be honored to teach me. First, a marker on the pilgrimage path. I pay homage to Lishina.
Gate & Co., your family should be laid to rest before we leave.
I will send word. Time is short. Pilgrimage will explain this. You leave first. Call on your device if it is safe. I follow. The pilgrimage path awaits.
Don't know where he went. He just walked off to the left and disappeared. Probably not time effective to shuttle out and then walk. So let's walk out. No, I'm just reminded of Tom Cardy's song about Tolkien and Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I'd have appeared up here, and I would need to come down here, so... what's this? What can I find? A blue crystal.
Report your ailments.
Yeah. Ooh, I can get a stronger serum. Let's do that.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
And apply the buffs. I spoke earlier about length of cooldown on buffs in games and how there were some really long cooldowns in WoW, and I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it again, whether I was correct or not. I don't remember. I think there were buffs or powers that had cooldowns of an hour or quite long cooldowns, but I don't remember because I didn't play every class and every spec, and I am not an expert even on the ones that I did play. Not least because it's been a number of years since I last played Legion. Well, since Legion was out, you know, a current thing in the WoW story. It's been 2 expansions since then. And while I have played some WoW since then, it was a single-player project, and Wrath of the Lich King. So anything that well, and also that was like April, so 6 months ago, half a year, if I'm remembering correctly, when I played. So yeah, Malcolm Terrax and the Dusk Squad forces. A lot of them, isn't there? Big squad. So basically what I'm saying is my recollections of World of Warcraft are not necessarily very accurate. They need so many missiles for. Hello, Commander. You're not going to be in charge for much longer. But then there won't be much for you to be in charge of for much longer either, so you gain some, you lose some, I suppose. Or rather, in this case, you lose all. Cousin gives him one last heavy bonk on the noggin. Being held in a cage. If they're here to execute him, why are they holding him? Rather than, you know, executing him. How's it going, Mal? It's not up to much, is it? Are they? Why were they hiding down here? Were they hiding up there? No. There's nowhere to hide up there. Cloaked, perhaps?
Malcolm Terrax? The Republic's offering you a pardon. In exchange for information.
Oh, that's kind of you, Jedi, but I'm not that easy. The things I know are worth more than my life. What makes you think I'll share any of them with you?
I'm the only thing standing between you and a firing squad.
It's not that simple. Imperial traitors are death-marked for the rest of their lives. I help you. I forfeit my nice, quick shot to the head. The Empire will hunt me down and make me pay. So for the Republic to give me a fighting chance, I'll need credits, supplies, and transport off-world.
Whatever gets me out of here is fine by me.
Safe in the arms of the Republic.
Well, hopefully that did something other than just let him out so he can run. But at this point, it would be beneficial for him. Well, there wouldn't be much difference between him telling us anything and not, because the Empire will assume that he has, and any protestations he might make to the contrary will be met with disbelief. Did I miss one? I somehow managed to miss one. Incredible. He must have been patrolling, like, opposite to my progress around the circuit he was walking. I need to come down here. Yeah, let's do that. I can go around here, can't I? I don't have to go around here. Well, I suppose. They're about equal distance, aren't they? Oh, hey. A thing. A blue thing. How did I actually start the stream? I thought I started it about past, but apparently not. No, thank you. Why is there a faction on the Republic side called the Sith Order? That seems weird. Cormac monstrosity. Gormak is the name of one of the other species on the planet. Are these the Gormaks, or is this something created by them to be a monstrosity? Looks like it's got technology on it. Yeah, that's definitely got technology on it. It's a cybernetically enhanced creature. Little fanfare, nice. The light side is victorious. 18 hours remaining. I'm not quite in the right place. So this has been created by the Gormak, but it is not a Gormak species. I think we can take from this. Group phase. Okay. Oh, you've had a bad time, haven't you? Although, are you Empire? You might be. Oh no, you're a research assistant. Okay. Voss transmission was a hoax. I wonder how that works. Imperials. No, fair enough. Field Imperial ambush forces. Yep, I can do that. No. Ooh, what was that? I've got no idea what I just picked up. Oops. We're doing Jedi flips, are we? So we can expect more Imperial ambush forces to appear. Jedi flip. There we go. Surprised they didn't attack before. I mean, I can do this. Apparently, because they haven't decloaked yet, they don't count as existing, so they don't get hurt. Not quite in the right place. I would have caught certainly this one, maybe this one. My attack though. come back up here. Okay, let's do that. Hand those in. And then leave it, because we're slightly over. We can come back to this next time.
Report your ailments. You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
The Voss transmissions you picked up were sent by Imperials. When your assistants went to investigate, the Imperials killed them.
I
mean, yeah, you shouldn't have, but if the Empire weren't doing this, then it wouldn't have happened, so...
You didn't kill your assistants. The Imperials did. They wanted to disrupt your work. Don't let them succeed.
Nichonka faguta magusa. Motame skochaya kokuchu.
I've been waiting for you. Malcolm Terrax is on a transport bound for Coruscant. His price was steep, but worth it. There's no way Lord Beldis can talk his way out of this. Terrax was in Voss Ka to identify failed mystics. Lord Beldis is offering them an alternative. Joining the Sith.
You either have visions or you don't.
Mystics are tested before the Voss look to them for guidance. Failed mystics pass the tests, but never have a vision. Lord Beldis has found the Voss's weak spot. He converts enough failed mystics, and the Empire won't need an alliance. I'd offer an alternative, but the Jedi see the mystics as a threat.
Being cautious about the mystics isn't a crime.
If it ruins the Republic's chances at an alliance, it should be. When Terrax finds a failed mystic, he sends them to the ruined city, the remains of an ancient Voss settlement. The Sith have a training camp there. If we catch them with the failed mystics, the Voss will have to take notice.
Consider it done.
I'd like to talk to the failed mystics myself. Calm me as soon as it's safe.
Okie dokie. Oh, I just used shuttle. Oh well. I can shuttle to the cantina after the stream. It's not a big deal. And it's not like I need to be somewhere to gain rested XP either, after all. So maybe I'll just stay here. It's not like it matters that much. So it's up here next. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I expect to be back on Friday. Although that depends on how I'm feeling. And I realised that I have not been sticking to much of a schedule of late because I haven't been feeling very good. So we shall see. But there will be a next time, and next time we will be continuing with Tempting Fate and Marked, which are both, well, one's here and one's here, so we'll probably do this one first. Between now and the next time I stream, I will be putting this up on my YouTube, Vanilla Jester Gaming. You can also find me at Vanilla Jester on Twitter. I don't tweet much, but I do tweet, and you can talk to me there if you feel like it. Or leave comments on my YouTube videos, because I reply to those as well. But until next time, hope you have as good a time as possible, and goodbye.